Hello, welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 238. It is January 25th, 2015. I am Laura, also known as Lala.
I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les, and I have nothing witty to say at the beginning of the show. I took a shower a couple hours ago and then laid down to pet my dog and took a 2-hour nap, so
That's pretty
I'm
awesome. I
just...
did that. What day did I do that? Yesterday. I woke up and did stuff, and then I was like, I'm gonna read in bed because it's readathon day.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing I knew, it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have been sleeping since like 10. So
Yep.
that was pretty awesome. I do love a nap. Well, this is a knitting show, and so I have knitting, and I'm at the end of the row, so I'm going to go first if
Go
that is
for it.
acceptable for you.
Go for it.
I ripped out the opal socks and restarted them on size zeros. They are still a little bit bigger than the originals, but I am okay with that at this point in time. If you're new to the show, I started these socks back in 2007 and
She's a
cast
really slow knitter.
a lot of days. And then had the ribbing on the second one cast on and decided to finish them off and was knitting with the needles that were in them, and they were around an inch too big. So that was not good. I ripped them, they were down to like here, I would say. So I ripped them all the way back to the ribbing and again, and put them on size zeros, and they are a wee bit bigger. You can kind of see, like maybe 4 stitches worth bigger, but I'm at a point where I don't think it's worth going down to the double zeros.
No.
So I think that they will be fine. They are not for me, so I should probably go down to the double zeros, but it'll be okay because most of us have one foot that's a little wider than the other. I
You
feel
could like just decrease a
I
few
could. I could take
stitches.
out 4 stitches or so. I don't know. So I'm just knitting away on those as I watch Heart of Dixie because Leslie has addicted me. So that is my first work in progress, and that's probably what I'm going to be working on as we record. That is hanging out in my Bling Your String, my last final bag club shipment. So it is hanging out in there with all the other cool things because I am nothing if not a filler of bags. Then I can't find stuff, and I wonder why. It's probably in my knitting bag. The other thing that I'm working on is in my yarn pop bag.
Oh yeah.
So we got these bags, and this is actually perfect for this because I need my iPad to do this shawl, so the iPad can fit in it too, and it just gets stuck under my like a kind of like a clutch. I just stick it underneath,
Mm-hmm.
and I also have my little catcha in there, so it's locked, so I can't do that.
It's
And
locked so
that's
people
on
don't do
purpose.
that.
I am knitting on the Alice shawl. I just finished the increase section. So the increases are done. And then it's straight knitting for something like 60 some rows, 60 some repeats. So like 120 rows. And then it'll decrease back down. This is of Volmisa DK and the Stella Polis colorway. And I am using green signatures.
Sixes?
There you go. See, Leslie knows. These ones aren't
4.0
marked.
millimeters.
Yeah. So, size 6 needles with that, and it is going swimmingly, but I just have to pay attention to this lace chart. So, and it's an easy chart, and it's nice and clear and big. And that is a pattern designed by our dear friend Lynn Zim.
Mm-hmm.
So that has been getting a little bit of progress. I would say I probably knit 20 grams on it. The skeins come in 200 grams, so I'm like 40 grams in out of 200.
Hmm.
So not too bad. So that is it for me for works in progress.
So you don't have a lot going on this week.
Nope,
You
because I
sort
didn't.
of
I
you
took
took
a
sort
couple
of
of
a
days
week
off.
off, yeah.
I did. So I texted Leslie on Monday after we recorded, and I said, I'm getting stressed out about my crafting. It's stressing me out, so I am not going to. I'm just going to take a week off from crafting altogether. which was like the best decision ever.
I
Because
didn't
it
think you'd make it, but you did.
eliminated, well, I crafted here and there, but it eliminated all the stress of it. Like I didn't feel like sometimes I block out my time like I have to I have to knit for 2 hours every night, or I have to knit 20 grams every night. And so I decided to not do that because with all the backwards knitting last week, I really, y'all could probably tell by my face, I was really, and then the spinning wasn't going quite like I wanted it to. I was really getting stressed about crafting, which is ridiculous because crafting is my anti stress. It's my anti drug. So,
It's hard to feel that way when, a week goes by. If you didn't have the podcast, I think it would be easier to just have a week of
if
wasted,
I didn't have an owl for Harry
Yeah,
Potter,
that's true.
I would not feel that way, I think. But my owl, like I had set a schedule for myself
Hmm.
and I was behind schedule, and also there was a pattern that I wanted to publish, and there's like seven more patterns in my head swimming to get out, so I was getting a little frustrated with myself for not, like, I was getting overwhelmed, so I was just shutting down versus
Yeah,
powering. So saying I'm not doing any crafting this week actually got a lot more done than I anticipated and kind of chilled me out a bit,
that's good. I mean, you should be able to do that, when you need it.
which is like all the time. But anyway,
Okay. Well, I have
works
some
on.
works in progress. Excuse me, I suddenly got a dry throat. So I have two things that I'm working on. The same socks I've been working on for a couple weeks now. These are the Yarn vs. Zombies in the Sunrise colorway on her BFL nylon base. I think it's called Bite Back is the base.
I almost just said we should race, and then I was like, that is the anti of what I just said. My whole life was about, because we're right at almost the same part.
Yeah,
We could race.
we could race, yes, but we're not going to. Or I'm not going to. You can race if you like. Um, these are on 2.25 millimeter needles, and they're living in my Seashore Sharon summer bag. And
So a couple of years ago, Leslie and I raced on Vesper socks, and she totally won.
only by a little. And you know what I was thinking about the other day?
Huh.
Because I pulled those socks out of the wash and I was looking at them and remembering knitting them, and I thought, I have smaller feet than Laura.
But not by much, like a
Yeah,
half
half
size.
an inch or something. Yeah, it's not a lot, but I felt like that gave me an unfair advantage.
But I also didn't cheat for once, which normally I do.
Okay,
Usually
so
I'm like, okay, we're taking a break for the next 2 hours, and I just knit anyway.
yeah. So I'm also knitting on Pumpkin Ale, which is a sweater by Soul to Teague,
And it's gorgeous.
and I'm knitting it in Campari Piccolo, which is a color of Volmaiza DK. I am knitting it on size 4 millimeter needles, which is a US size 6. And I finally finished the back panel. I felt like I was never going to get that done.
It's gorgeous. How many skeins did the back panel take?
One,
Just
almost a full skein. Yeah. So this is the back panel. Get closer so you can see the actual cables.
so pretty.
And
If this one doesn't fit, I'm totally calling it for
that
me.
was
Even
upside
though
down.
orange is not my color, I'm totally calling this one.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Shoot.
Do you have a switched cable?
No. So this is the top,
Uh-huh.
but when I picked up for the side, I thought this was the top. So
Oh.
my armhole is where my butt is.
Oh.
So I don't have a ton of work in, so I'll just rip it out, but that's irritating. Oh, pay attention to your work, class.
So,
So this part will have to be ripped out and redone, but that's okay. It's only about 2 hours worth of knitting, so
I'm glad you caught it now.
I'm glad I did too. I was looking and the cables were pointing down instead of up, and I was like, that's not right. So, oh well. I don't have a shoulder where my butt is, so I'm gonna have to rip it out.
You don't?
I don't.
Darn it.
So
Frustrating though. I'm sorry.
that's all right. I'm glad I caught it now. So anyway, that's what I've been working on. Oh, and I swatched for some new stuffs.
Swatch some gorgeous swatches.
So my friend Megan, Crafty Pancakes, she sent me some lace weight because she decided that lace weight is dumb and she's never going to use it. So she sent me 2 skeins of hazelnuts, Ruby Love in 100% merino, and it's real thin. It is a lace weight. So what I decided to do is to hold it double and get a gauge swatch. So
Pretty.
this is a size 3 and this is a size 4. And
Lace weight doubled kind of typically works out to around a DK weight.
yeah, I think this one, because it's so thin, is more like a sport. Um, but like I said, I think what I'm gonna do with this one is a custom fit.
Okay.
But I'm not certain if they have a design for just like it, because I wanted to do um, something simple like a tee, like, just a very simple tee, because I follow Tosh Balaz on Instagram,
Yeah.
and she's been posting pictures of what she wears, and she wears a lot of very simple knitted tees,
Uh-huh.
and I thought it would be nice if I had one. So
How about that Jane Richardson pattern that's got the lace up here? That
the
was free on
Stratford tee.
Knitty. No, it was free on Knitty. I bought Hempathy to do it, which is more like a sport.
Are you thinking Gemini?
I am thinking
Yeah,
Gemini.
see, I don't like the sleeves on that one.
Okay.
But something in that vein, something very similar to that.
So you're definitely thinking t-shirt, not cardigan with sleeves.
Correct. I don't have
Short
enough yardage for
sleeves.
that.
Not
So
even short sleeves?
maybe short sleeves, I don't know.
Hmm.
So anyway, Laura and I guess we'll have to do some brainstorming on this. So I have 1,200 yards of, well, actually I have 2,400, but if I'm going to hold it doubled, I have 1,200.
So I just bought 2 skeins of lace weight to do an Amy Swenson vest. Do you remember that one that I bought over the summer when I was at your house?
Seriously? No.
No, I'm serious. It's a vest. It's really pretty. It's blue. I think it's Cloud Chaser. I'm looking it up right now. You continue talking while I find it because it's bothering me.
Okay, so I also special ordered with Stacy of Mustache Yarns. She has a base called Sweater Girl, and she promised me she had the perfect red, and so I placed the special order. I've never even looked at a red, but I take her word for it, and it is a really good red. It's hard to tell because it's not natural light here, but it's like juicy. You just want to bite it. It's so pretty. So, gosh, I wish that I could show you this in natural light, but it's such a beautiful color. So I swatched it on a 7, and I got a great drape. I'm really happy with it, but I'm not letting myself cast on another sweater until I finish one of the ones I have on the needles, because I have Pumpkin Ale and Trick on the needles,
You do.
and I can't have 3. That's my limit right there. So I'm going to work on Pumpkin Ale and covet this Queen of Hearts Sweater Girl until I finish Pumpkin Ale. But it's so pretty.
Meadowlark is the name of it. It's like a blue vest. It's by Amy Swenson.
Okay, I'll look it up
It's
after we're done.
I will put it in the show notes for everyone.
So, yeah, that's what I've been knitting this week. You have some finished objects.
I have 2 finished objects. One is blocking right now. It is the Baby Sunshine, and I didn't put it in the show notes because I will keep it for another week before I ship it off, and I will show it to y'all then. It's really, really pretty. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So excited about that. The other thing that I finished are some socks. So these are the Desert Vista Dye Works Zen Base in the Lime Accents colorway. That's the tag. And this was SSK Stash from 2014. Yeah, we're in 2015 now. So I picked this up along with probably my next pair of socks, which is Buddy It's Cold Outside from her this year. And I had the whole sock except for the heels done because I wanted to play with different short row techniques in order to write a pattern for kind of a. If you look, let me just grab one. So you can see on the green that the green stripes down here are like 4 stitches wide, but up here they're like 6. And that's because I put in a series of short rows from here to here that add just like a little itty bitty gusset. So most times people with afterthought heels, when they dislike them, it's because there's a lot of stretching right here.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of helps that little itty bitty bit, that little itty bitty boomerang of extra fabric kind of helps with that a little bit. And you could always add more short rows if you wanted as well. So wrote up the pattern for this. I'm going to send it to testers probably tomorrow. If you're interested in testing, it's going to be a free pattern when it comes out. But if you're interested in knitting it now, just shoot me a PM on Ravelry with your email address, and I will email it to you. So, and I have a couple people who have already PM'd me because they're nice folk. So I will be sending that out shortly. So that's it for those first socks for me for 2015, which makes me happy because my sock drawer is getting a little worn looking. So after I photograph those, then they can go in the sock drawer. Plus, it counts as detention for Harry Potter House Cup.
Oh, cool.
So it doesn't count as a class, but I still get like 15 points or something for it. So that'll be awesome. I think that's it for me for finished objects.
Okay. I finished my Atlantic Current socks that I showed last week, but they've already been shipped off to their recipient. And so I don't have them to show to you, but I've been working on them for 6 weeks or so you can just watch any of those episodes. And I started a new project. I have this friend who sent me some handmade dinner napkins about, I don't know, several months ago. And I've been trying to think of a useful gift to send back to her. Because she's very eco-conscious, right? So I wanted to send something that she would use and that just wouldn't be a frivolous like addition to her house. So I decided that I would make her some unpaper towels, which I made and talked about on the show several years ago.
Yeah.
Basically, they are...
Oh, how cute!
I love this fabric. Isn't it great? The front is flannel and the back is terry cloth.
Yeah.
I just went to the store and bought a pack of washcloths instead of buying terry cloth.
Look at how smart you are.
Because when you cut terry cloth, the ends go everywhere. It drives me crazy. So, I still have to put the, and I've got to trim the tags off of them. That's just a byproduct of sewing them inside out and then flipping them. I've got to put the little snaps on the corners.
Yeah.
And
they snap together like a roll of paper towels.
Right. And they're reusable because it's cotton. The flannel and the backing are both cotton. So you use them like paper towels and then you throw them in the laundry and then you have new, clean, towels. So I'm making several people these because I got a bunch of fabric and stuff to do it. So, but she's the first one I'm making them for. I hope to send them off this week, so you probably won't see them again. And that is it for my crafting projects for this week.
Cool. We have a book review. It is A Head for Trouble.
Yes.
By Julie Turjorman. I'm totally butchering that. I'm sorry, Julie.
I think it's Turjorman.
Sure.
I think.
There you go.
So this was sent to us by Cooperative Press, right?
No, I believe it's
Passiflora Press, yes.
Yeah.
So
it is 20 hats and accessories designed by lady detectives of the Roaring 20s, which I love watching those type of TV shows and reading those type of books. So it's super fun. It retails, if you go on Ravelry right now, it is $19.95 for the download. I'm not certain if you were in the EU how books on Ravelry work, but I'm sure you could. Actually, I saw it on a link to Amazon as well. So that's another option. Just really, really cute. I love the photography, and I think it's really well done. Like that is super cute.
Yes,
Just
it's
little
got
accessories.
a visual table of contents. All of the patterns are clickable to take you to the pattern.
It's got a hat anatomy section, so you know exactly what she's talking about when she's discussing different parts of the hat, because a lot of these are cloche style
Hmm.
hats.
And then she talks about the different styles of the 20s: the cap, the cloche, the head wrap, the pillbox, the tam, and the toque, and what made them unique. So she
And
talks
how
about
they
that in the
were
beginning.
worn.
Hmm.
And she goes into yarn substitutions if you are looking to substitute yarn, how to swatch, how to do embellishments, special techniques, and a lot. There's a lot of like accessories on the hats, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah, a lot of people, once they got the basic hat down, they accessorized it with leather or lace or their own little, feathers or whatever. But most of everything in here is a knitted accessory.
so the daisy cloche is a perfect example of that. It's really pretty.
Hmm.
It's got you can't really see the beaded feather detail, but there's beaded, and then there's that big kind of button type device there. It comes in three sizes from 19 to 20 inch all the way to 22 to 23 inch. So there is a range of sizes, and that one uses Sundera Aran Silky Merino. So fairly fast knit using an Aran weight yarn. Um, of course, the beads will take a little bit more time. Nice clear charts for the beaded applique
Hmm.
and also for the stitches. And every hat also has an accessory. So this one has the daisy collar that goes along with it out of the same yarn, which is very cute with beaded leaves in it as well.
Yeah, she's got the Kate Shackleton, which is a toque. And it's sort of like the modern day slouchy hat, but it's got a straight brim, like a pillbox. So that one is sized from 19 to 22 inches. It is knit out of Sundera Aran Silky Merino. And the matching accessory for that is the camera bag. So, and then now it's for an iPod. I like
Yeah,
that.
I like that.
For the modern day.
There is the Verity Brown, which is a tam.
I
That
like the
blue
color
and
work in that one a lot.
I do. I think it's definitely something that you can make your own. Again, three sizes. It uses black bunny fibers. I love that there's a lot of indie
Hmm.
dyed fibers in this book. BFLDK, so a little bit more time consuming, but you work the band first, and then obviously the tam portion. And the accessory for that is the Verity scarf, which is really interesting. It's got little like stars almost at the bottom.
Hmm. I like the Mercy cloche. I do like cloches in general. And it's got the two colors in the straight section, and the underside of the brim is also in that alternate color, which is, I think, a great way to use more of the second color. It's sized from 19 to 24 inches. It uses Lorna's laces. Um, and
Hay-
the,
is
uh,
it Haymarket?
yes, it's Haymarket.
Okay. Which is their BFL base.
Hmm. And here you can see the crown. It also incorporates that second color,
Yeah.
which is a great way to do it. And it has cuffs to
I
accompany.
love the cuffs. And I love how they're styled both that way
Hmm.
and then they're styled the other way if you want them a little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of cuffs in general.
Hmm.
There is the dandy cap.
I really like that one. It is definitely reflective of the time period.
Yeah.
but I do like it a lot.
I
And
like the
this,
swirling lace on it as
yeah, and
well.
it fits the model's makeup and hair wonderfully. The styling in the book is done beautifully.
This one is out of Plucky Knitter Traveler Errands, another fairly quick knit, and its matching accessory is a little binoculars bag, which is very cute. Um, so I like the next one too, the Maisie Dobbs, the Maisie Cloche with the silk flowers. Maybe it could just be the color scheme, especially. So I might have a thing for gray and purple. But I really like how the flowers add to it, but also the color work itself is really pretty with the little what's the word that gather right above the flowers. I really like how that is all together. That uses Plucky Knitter Traveler Sport, and again comes in three sizes. I like the decreases on the back. Lots of good photography of all aspects of the
I
hats.
will agree with that. Yeah, there's no weird hidden sections that you wonder about.
And I
Um,
like the driving mitts as well. And everything's Ravelry linked, so if I was to
mhm.
click on there, it would take me to the Ravelry project page.
One earlier in the book that I looked over was the Friend head wrap. And I guess I never even realized these were a thing, but I kind of like it. You can't see it, sorry.
That's the thing that inspired that is the Miss Fisher murder mysteries that I've been watching a lot of.
Oh,
That's that
really?
book. It's that book series.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like it as a way to not muss up if you put a lot of effort into your, hair every day, that would be a cute way to cover your ears but not muss up your hair. And the accessories for that are a set of wristlets, which are very understated and very pretty
I
with
agree.
simple button detail. And again, we're not showing you every single pattern in the book. You can look at them on Ravelry if you wish.
Being
There.
the book geek that I am, I like how it's got links to all the
Mm-hmm.
different series that inspired it in the back. So lots of good patterns in this one. If you are into the 1920s, 1930s aesthetic, this might be a good book for you.
Mm-hmm.
You can check it out on Ravelry. And again, this is Ahead for Trouble.
Yes, and it's written by all the designs are by Julie Turjorman. She's the same one who designed all the items in the 12 breezy projects to keep you cool. We reviewed that last
Yeah.
year. Um, I was just reading about the author. Her passion for 1920s and 1930s fashion makes her suspect that she was a flapper in a former life, which I like that. So thank you to Julie for sending this to us to review. I especially like that cloche with the flower detail on it, and I really might have to make it. Um, what is it called?
The one with the silk flowers, the purple.
Dandy. Yes. I like
Oh,
it.
that
I
one.
can't explain it, but I really like it, so I might have
It's
to make
very
that one.
pretty.
So, again, that's Ahead for Trouble by Julie Turjorman. And check it out on Ravelry, and you can purchase it directly through there or Amazon.
So we have a question from SOE Dragon. And she says, I know that both of you buy fleeces and process your own fiber. I was curious about what drum carder you have, why you picked that carder, and what range of fibers you have processed on your drum carder. So I have a Schacht Petite, which when I was reading reviews on
A
Ravelry, there are some.
shot petite?
Is it not Schacht? Strauch. Thank
Yes.
you.
I was like, I don't think they make
I get
garters.
those confused. Strauch. Which I always want to do like a super crazy German, like
Yeah.
um, petites. And I had read a bunch of reviews on Ravelry. There's some great spinning forums that are super helpful, talking about what kinds of fleece you're looking at and what would be the best cloth counts, because cloth drum carders come with different cloths on them, that pointy sharp part, and they're done by tooth per inch, a TPI
Mm-hmm.
measurement.
And the denser the TPI, the finer the fiber.
Yes. So I got one kind of in the middle. And so far, what I've processed on it is, let's see, I've done Cormo, which worked out fine. I did Cormo CVM was my first fleece, and then some Border Leicester. So I've done, and Border Leicester is a longer staple length. The first two are pretty fine fibers, and all three have been pretty well. I enjoy it a lot. It's a smaller drum carder, but that's what I wanted. I didn't want like a super
Mm-hmm.
big. I wanted my bats to come out a little bit less than an ounce, and that's what I get. So that worked out fine for me. And you have a different drum carder.
I do, and I just got it last year, so I haven't had a ton of. I haven't run a whole lot through it. The only things that I have run through it are fleeces. So uh, I have a Fancy Kitty. I can't remember like the
The
model
kitten,
name.
I think.
Yes, I think it is the kitten. Fancy Kitty kitten. I don't know. I'll look it up and put it in the show notes. Um, and I also got sort of the middle of the road on TPI. I think it's called the medium. So it's like 80 something TPI. I don't know. Again, I'll look it up
I bet
and
you it's 72 because mine's
it might
72.
be. Yeah.
That's a pretty common number. I could
So,
just totally be making that up.
yeah, I think you're right though. So, I've run Corriedale, Cormo, and something else through it.
Romney.
Romney, yes. And so I've had no problems with it. It is a very basic, like it doesn't have a bunch of bells and whistles, but it's well made. Um, it was somewhere in the $450 $500 range.
I think both of ours were in that $500 range.
Yeah.
Which with drum carters, that's kind of,
You don't want to go
I
too
would say
much.
that's towards the lower end.
It is definitely yes, because you get into like the Mad Batter, and you're in
Around a
for
thousand, yeah.
yeah, you're much more expensive. Um, Mine is very simple, clamps to the table. It's open underneath, so any dirt that is in the fleece, as it turns through the drum, it falls on the surface underneath it, which actually makes it really easy for cleaning. Um, I have no complaints. Again, I've had it for less than a year, so I'm not, a seasoned user. Um,
One of the features that I like on mine is the liquor. The smaller drum that feeds in is a different
hmm
tooth density than the actual drum itself. It's like sharper, more
Yes,
spread out teeth.
mine are as well, but not as significantly as yours. Yours is a big difference between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Mine, I don't think is quite that big of a difference, but actually, I'm going to be pulling the drum carder out this week because I still had a whole fleece left over that I hadn't processed yet, and plus part of another one, like a quarter left of another one. And a couple weeks ago, I decided that was crazy because what I had been doing was I'd take a chunk of the fleece, I would, floof out the tips
Uh-huh.
so that it would come clean easily, and then put it in a pile, and then grab another one, floof out the tips, and put it in a pile.
Mm-hmm.
And that took forever. I'm sure that actually leads to more quickly cleaned fleece. But what I did was set up four. I have these like clear bins. I don't have any down here, but I have these like clear
Uh-huh.
storage bins, and I set up four in a row with steaming hot water and power scour in the first two, and just grabbed a chunk and tossed it in there. And, of course, taking precautions not to felt anything, but, and
Did you
then,
put it in a bag first or
nope,
no? Oh,
nope.
interesting.
And because it's a clear container, so I can see if there's any in there. Well, you can't once it starts getting dirty, but anyway, I poured all the water through a sieve, so none of the fiber went down my sink or anything, and just moved it from the first to the last. Some had to go through more than once, but it took 2 days, and all that fiber is clean now. It's not as well prepared as the other stuff because the other stuff I took time and like really floofed it out and took care. But I'm gonna run some of the really well cared fiber through the drum carder and then some of the just cleaned in the fleece and
Uh-huh.
see how much different it looks on the first, second, third pass through the drum carder.
Interesting.
So, because I want to make sure that I spin at least a couple of fleeces this year. So, because I would like to buy another one in Maryland.
I would like to get a few more processed before Maryland.
Yeah, all mine are processed now. I have no unprocessed, well, unwashed um,
Hmm.
fleece.
I do. I have, I can't even tell you what I have. I definitely have a CVM. I definitely have a 10-pound Romney. And then I have the one that I bought at Fiber in the Borough, which I can't even remember what it was, but it was a longer staple one.
Hmm.
So I have, and then I have the Cordale. So I have those ones left.
Yeah, I want to spend some time with the drum carder and see if I can um, see the difference. See if it's really worth all the extra time of floofing out the fibers. I did. Um, I was reading through the Spinner's Guide to Fleece and through the twist issue of Ply earlier this week
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to find out what made something a true worsted and a true woolen yarn.
Yeah.
And I realized that I will never have a true worsted because in order to have a true worsted, all of the tips and ends have to be going in the same direction.
Yeah.
And I don't do that. Like, that is insane. I will never be able to keep track of that. Especially once they're going through the drum carder.
Well, no, because you would have to comb to get a true worsted. And that's why.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's
Woolen's
true.
carded, worsted is combed. So you would have to comb, so you always have the butts in a certain way on the
Yeah,
combs.
see, when I don't comb really, but when I drum card, I don't pay any attention to which end is the tip and which end is the butt. So, and I've no desire to get that specific. So I'll always be a semi woolen or a semi worsted or whatever. So anyway, we've
That's
talked about that a whole lot. I hope that something in there helped you.
There you go. What are you reading, my dear?
I finished the Tower Lord audiobook. Um, it's part of the Raven something series, Raven Shadow series, and it's there's only two of them out there right now, but I'm guessing there's more because it ended as sort of a cliffhanger. And I moved on. Today I started the Iron Druid Chronicles.
Yeah, I have read the first 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah, I'm listening to them instead of reading them, but they're sort of modern day and
But they're Celtic mythology versus
yes, and they're
similar mythologies.
more like the protagonist is sort of a self-deprecating.
They remind me a little bit of Dresden Files.
um yeah, I guess so. And then I'm reading Firefight on my tablet. um I've read about half of it this week, but I've been going to bed early. I haven't been able to stay up. It's this cold, snowy weather. Although today it was 50, but we're supposed to have a blizzard tonight.
I heard
So,
that one of my people who are going to be testing my socks for me, told Jan Ellerin,
oh,
was
Jan,
like,
yeah,
yeah, she's like, I'm going to be bored because there is going to be a blizzard, so feel free to send this my way. And I was like, that is, I wish I had a blizzard.
yeah. Well, we'll
We were
probably here in Jersey we'll get the smallest part of it. I'm sure. Usually it hits worse the further north you go. So,
We got snow Friday night a little bit. It was like a rain snow mixture, so I did not go to Sharon Draper, which made me very sad. Because I know how to drive in that kind of weather, but people from Memphis do not.
yeah,
And it was around 45 minutes away, so I just didn't want to run the risk of crazy people in general. And it was supposed to like hit while the event was going on, which
yeah.
was like right after Memphis rush hour, like so I didn't even want to deal with it. So I missed that, and I'm sorry, but I've met her before, and hopefully I'll get a chance to meet her again because she's pretty awesome. And I'm gonna start reading her new book this week. But I finished The Eye of Zoltar, which is the Jasper Ford series book. It is the third in the Dragon Slayer Chronicles. It left me on a cliffhanger. Now I have to wait like 2 years for the next one.
That's the way the Brandon Sanderson, the Way of Kings series, they're all like, well, there's only two of them out, and they're 45 hours long on Audible, so they're really long books. but he only puts one out every couple of years.
Yeah.
And there's only two in so far, so I'm like, I need the next one.
Yeah. So that was good. It's funny. I really liked the first in that series, and the second one was like Song of the Quark Beast, and it was.
Mm-hmm.
I probably was reading it at work and got his stuff. You kind of have to pay attention because it's real subtle humor, and then this one was really good, and I read it at work. Um, but like there were points that I was like, "All right, dude, you're losing me. Come on, let's
Yeah.
refocus." But it was really good, and now I'm sad that I have to wait a while, but it'll be okay. And I started there is a book, and now I can't remember it in my phone someplace else that I posted about on Instagram. Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy because it's like the Clockwork Scarab. It's a steampunk kid YA book, and the main character is Sherlock Holmes's niece and Bram Stoker's niece, and they switch point of views throughout the book.
Hmm.
So I just heard that it was really good. It had I was not expecting a time traveler, and I do not do well with time traveling. So I'm going to move beyond my time traveling phobia and read it and enjoy it hopefully because it's steampunk. Usually I enjoy steampunk. And I'm on Goodreads and I keep up with everything on Goodreads now. I've gotten better about it. So
I'll go in spurts. Like,
okay.
I'll update every couple of months everything I've read before then. So,
I'm
and
just doing my YA stuff on there so
oh,
I can
okay.
keep track for work, what I've read and what I haven't. But
You have a
anyway,
couple of fiber festivals you're going to, right?
I am going to Oxford Fiber Festival next weekend, so I will be there Saturday. I hope to see a bunch of people there. I am going to the Magnolia Fiber Festival the 30th of May,
You are.
which like Friday night, Leslie and I and our friend Lynn were texting because Lynn's trying to get us to go to Estes, and Jessica's there too. And I was like, "Well, we're doing TNNA in June," and Lynn goes, "No, TNNA is in May," and I was like, "No, it's not." And it's the weekend of the Magnolia Fiber Festival that I'm
Which you've
teaching
already
at.
committed to, right? So,
Yeah, my classes are online, so obviously I've committed to it. I'm not going to back out on them, so I will be going there rather than TNNA, um, which makes me sad because I enjoy seeing people at TNNA. It's a great time to meet up with people in the industry and have fun with people that I haven't seen for a while and hang out with Leslie
yeah.
and eat lots of ice cream.
Yeah, lots of Jennies.
I think I'm more sad about missing on the Leslie time and the Jenny's ice cream, to be
Yeah, you just
honest.
put the Leslie time in there to appease me.
Jenny's ice cream's really good.
It is.
I'm gonna have some at Stitches in April because at Stitches in April's Nashville, and there's two. I think there's two Jenny's in Nashville, and I'm totally going to make Eloise and Gail
And Vicky. You should make Vicky
and
come.
Vicky. Yeah, I don't know. She doesn't eat ice cream. I don't think.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
See, I'm a caring friend who
You're right.
remembers.
I'm trying to kill her. You're right. Sorry.
And I have to make a hotel reservation because I did not realize that the St. Jude Marathon is going on and they have 20,000 people coming in from out of town to do that. So the Grand Ole Opry is booked. Like, you can't stay there
Oh,
anymore. It's
wow.
booked solid. So I have to find another hotel that has a shuttle to the Grand Ole Opry for free. Or I could just drive. And it's like $30 or no, $25 a day for parking.
You're preaching to the choir, friend. I had to when I was looking to see when I booked my quilt con. It
Mm-hmm.
was a year ahead of time,
Mm-hmm.
and they had deals with like 4 or 5 hotels, and because it's in downtown Austin, so room rates regularly are in the $400 a night range in this area. Yeah, and we got a deal of like $200 a night. And Sharon and I are going together, and
You need to put some more people in that room.
seriously, right? But I was looking. I called because there's several hotels, and I was trying to get into the one that Megan and Denise are staying at. So I called them to see if they had any cancellations or whatever.
Hmm.
And she was like, "No, ma'am, and our rooms are like 400 and something a day. Do you want one of those?" And I was like, "No, I do not." But the thing is, they put these like 6 hotel room blocks up, and within 24 hours they were all gone.
Yeah.
There were hundreds of rooms, and they were all gone.
Yeah.
So, and parking is like 20 something a day. So,
Yep.
um, but I do get to see Renee Knit Whiskers
I'm so
when we
jealous.
go
I
down
love
there.
Renee.
And Sarah's going to QuiltCon, right? Emo?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure she is.
You should text her and ask.
Anyway, now,
When do you leave for QuiltCon? Because
um,
now I have to. Now there's like a limit on texting you at that weekend. So
no,
I have to
it's a
figure
month
out.
away. It's the third weekend of February.
Oh, that's when
So,
my aunt's coming to stay. That'll be fun.
sorry. Anyway, oh, we did a new thing with SSK.
We did it.
Laura really took the reins on this one, which
That's
I'm
the one
thankful
thing I
for.
take the reins on.
um, we wanted a way for people to get to know each other before SSK because sometimes, even though there's all this chatter on the board, it can be hard to sort of break into a preformed group. Like people that have been before sort of group together. And so it can sometimes feel hard for you to sort of work your way in there.
Yeah.
And we've had
That was one
people.
of the feedbacks we got on the survey.
Right. And we've had some people who arrive and check in and they go to the hangout room and they're just so overwhelmed because there's, 100+ people there and they're all sitting and chatting and it's like high school all over again, right? Like you get these flashbacks like, nobody likes me, where's the loser table, so
And
Laura,
Eloise is typically at the loser table. So if you see Eloise, just find her and go sit with her.
you are ridiculous and Eloise is going to beat you.
She
But
does
anyway.
know where I live.
So we created these 7 little mini groups for people to get to know each other, and we'll have like ways for them to compete with each other, and just to
Yeah.
foster everybody getting to know each other really well before the event. So
It seems to be going really, really well.
I love all the chatter in the groups. I love the silly names people have come up with.
They are naming their own groups, and I'm gonna put the surveys, like
The poll, yeah,
up if I can remember how to do it. I might be texting you tomorrow night.
yeah,
I can't remember
it's
this.
pretty easy.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so that's a fun new thing that we've added this year. Is just a way to make sure that you feel like you're gonna know somebody when you get
Yeah.
there.
I tried to split up all the people that I knew were friends. I mean, like that.
They're still gonna be friends. They'll just be
I
in different
know.
groups.
I tried to split up the podcasters too.
That's good.
So like I didn't put like all the podcasters in one group.
You're so much better than me because I would have just put all those names in
I
orange.
had this like
random number.
highlighting thing. Like there was a system where so what I did was I printed off everyone's name and then I had 7 different color highlighters. This is my craziness. Because I love the Sharpie highlighters. I have some right here.
I'm
These are
impressed
the
that you have
best
7 different
highlighters.
colors. Wow.
No, they come in packs of this one's missing too. It's missing the yellow and a blue. Anyway, I know offhand which one is missing just by looking at it. So like these come in packs 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's 10 different colors. That's why I buy them.
Mm.
And so I highlighted like in each color 5 people that I knew had been at least a couple times in each
Oh,
color.
that's cool. Yeah.
And then and made sure like to separate people out and then and I tried to separate out vendors a little bit too, but one of the groups ended up a little bit more heavy than the other. But and then I just went through and said, okay, blue only has 5, blue needs 15, and then I highlighted 10 people, and I tried to mix up day pass and
Yeah.
people who are staying on site too. So that's the one thing I can do. I can highlight like a master.
You do a lot. Laura, like I do a lot of the finance and the organization,
We would have no money and bills would not get paid.
but Laura handles a lot of the social aspects, especially during the event. Because I sometimes get overwhelmed and I need to just go back to my room for 10 minutes and just have silence and just like to recharge. And Laura is always there to jump in and chat and introduce people. And she's great at that. And I'm not as great at that. So we balance each other
Off of
out.
100% caffeine.
Yeah, we do subsist
Sugar.
on a lot of caffeine while we're there.
Linda's not going to be there this year. I don't know who I can send with my Starbucks card over and over and over again to Starbucks. But anyway.
Okay, so now we're babbling, and it's been
Yep.
over an hour.
And I have a
so-
daddy-daughter date that I have to get to.
Oh, cool. Well, please tell Wheezy hello for me.
I will. I'm going to give him his socks.
Thank you. And I've got laundry and other fun stuff to do, so
fun.
You guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.